Hi there guys, I hope you're all well and welcome back to another video. This one obviously is going to be the weekly outlook. We're going to break down the dollar, the JPY basket, Bitcoin and also oil. As always, if there are any pairs you want to see in these videos, please comment them below. More than happy to break them down for you for the week ahead. So as always, what we're going to do, we're going to break down the economic calendar to start with, see if there's any fundamentals we need to be aware of this week. Obviously, what you can do, just mainly focus on the high impact events because this is what is going to move the market. And as well, in terms of FTMO, you don't want to break any rules in terms of trading near restricted events. So obviously, Tuesday morning, overnight Monday basically, there's the minutes meeting release from the Japanese interest rate decision. This is basically just going to give a tone for investors. Because of this, I will most likely cancel all JPY pendings overnight on Monday. Reason for that is just obviously if I'm asleep, I can't manage trades. And if anything is said which is in a certain tone, that may move the JPY. Overnight on Wednesday, you've got the CPI. So obviously with that, that's overnight Tuesday, so Wednesday morning. CPI for Australian dollar. I will probably cancel all Australian dollar trades overnight for the exact same reason for the Japanese minutes meeting. Then going into Wednesday daytime, we have durable goods and the non-defense capital. To be honest with you, with that, I'm not too worried about that moving the market too much. However, Wednesday evening, we have the interest rate for the US dollar. That will 100% move the market. Previous rate was 1.75%. The consensus is a rate hike to 2.5. So obviously that should be overall bullish for the US dollar, and that's why we've seen it obviously bullish over the past couple of weeks. Because of that, I will completely avoid the market most likely on Wednesday evening and then come back Thursday morning. Going into Thursday, we've got the GDP for the US dollar. That's something to just keep an eye on if there's a big misreading. Previous was 1.6% negative, whereas this time it's looking at being 0.9 positive. So that's something to keep an eye on. Then going into Friday, you've got the GDP for the euro. Obviously, big misreading. It can obviously move the market, but I'm not too worried in terms of the daily time frame. So now we've gone over that, we've identified things we need to be careful of. Let's go into the charts. So this is my current outlook for the US dollar for the week ahead. You can see in this zone up here, we have just got the 109 round number with this retest of a wick, so almost like a double top. In this area previously, up to 110, we did say there was going to be a reaction for the dollar to get weak. You can see off the back end of that, the dollar has started pulling back. Last week, we did see about 4 days worth of consolidation on the 50 fib at 106.5. However, now I'm expecting, hopefully, the US dollar to pull back into the 61 fib area at about 105.8. You could even stretch that up to 106 like so, and just basically say within this area here, I am expecting the dollar to get strong. So all it is that if the dollar does get into this area here, you could maybe start looking for shorts on pairs like GU, EU, etc. Throughout the course of the week, our free channel will actually be updated with this. So obviously, if you haven't already, the free group will be in the bio, in probably one of the first links. So obviously keep an eye on that. And we will update throughout the week if anything changes, or if price actually does reach these areas. If price does in fact breach the 106 area down to the 105.6, this area here, there is actually a nice level of support and resistance here with an EMA and also the 105 round number. So if price does actually manage to break through here and this level doesn't really give as good support as we hope, we could expect to see a reaction from this area here. How big of a reaction we do not know, but we can just expect to see the dollar maybe get strong on the back end of these. And then the same principle for this area here at about 103. Nice level of support and resistance. You've got an EMA as well, and obviously the 103 round number. So for that reason, these are the areas of interest on the US dollar for the week ahead. Going on to the JPY basket, obviously last week we did see the yen getting strong towards the back end of the week. For that reason now I am looking to see price come up to this area here in and around the 7850 to 7830 area. We have obviously a level here, and what I could actually do is maybe draw it like this, is we have a level like so. So you can see we've had a tap, and then obviously price messed around here. We have an EMA in the area as well, and we have the 7850 round number. So for that reason, when the yen gets to here, we could potentially see a reaction. Obviously, the market overall is bearish. You can see price did actually almost make an equal low towards the back end of the week here, like so. So obviously it's almost like a double bottom. However, we could potentially see the yen retest this area before pushing down. Obviously, we do have the yen meeting, the minutes meeting release this week, so that could also impact the yen. If, however, price does manage to breach this area here, price could tag this trend line here in the corner at 7,900. If that does happen, obviously I want it to be in time with this trend line. I'm not just going to take this zone anywhere, and that's how you can time your confluences to get the best possible trade. So for example, with this trade here, I could time it like so, just to make sure the EMA is in my area of interest. So for that reason, these are my areas. As well, we've got a nice key level here. We had support, resistance, support. Again, we've got an EMA, and we also have the 8100 round number. That could give a nice area of weakness for the yen to expect a potential pullback, and it's easy as that. So they're my three areas of interest on the Japanese yen for the week ahead. Going on to Bitcoin, we can see that at the minute, price did actually have a little bit of a leg up over the past couple of weeks. Now, because of that, I've drawn a Fibonacci from the start of this swing up to the top. Obviously, the 38 did hold and give a reaction last week. However, now my focus is actually switched to the 50 Fibonacci. You can see here a big area with multiple taps. Even when price broke above this area, it did retest it and then go again, so that's good. However, looking at this now, you've got 50 Fibonacci, you've got key levels, and also the 21,500 round number. So what you could potentially see is a pullback down here, and then pull up into this area. Now this area here, if price does hit before this trend line, then you only have a two confluence area. It's almost like a break and retest of this nice zone here at 25,500. Then, however, if price does manage to hit here, then you have a solid trade, which would be a third touch of a trend line. You've got a key level as well, and obviously the round number. From then, you could maybe see something like that if Bitcoin does go bullish, but that could be potentially a play. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, obviously, with Bitcoin over the next week. There's a lot of fundamentals in play at the minute. And obviously for that reason, this is purely technical analysis. So when it's technical analysis, obviously this is just based on what we see on the charts. Any fundamentals with either crypto or the US dollar could obviously invalidate these, and that's just something you're going to have to keep on top of. But overall, we can see price has broken the lower high, which obviously made the new low. That's now obviously being almost retested here. But if price can spike down into this 50 fib level at 21,500 before a leg up to 25,300 maybe, and you could even say you want to enter early and say that 25,000 round number is an area of interest for you, like so. And if that happens there, then you've got a perfect trade, pull back, retest the 24,300 area before another leg up to the retest of 28,000. Easy as that. So hopefully, obviously, that would be a nice play for Bitcoin. And then finally, let's look at oil. Oil, in all honesty, guys, does seem to be our best pair at the minute. You can see, obviously, in the past, we shorted here. We then longed here. We shorted there again. And then last week, we did have a miss. However, now I am looking at oil here. This is potentially something of interest for me. So you've got a 61 fib at roughly the 96 area. You've got an EMA, you've got a key level, so for that reason, I potentially think oil may have a move up from this level. If oil does in fact have a move up from this level, the next step would be to look for shorts from the 105.5 area. If price can do that, obviously from the long, you've got a 61 fib, a round number, a key level, and an EMA, so multiple confluences. However, if price can get to the 105.5 area, you've also got, and in fact, I'm going to actually say the 105 area. So you've got 105, you've got a key level with multiple taps, you've got an EMA, and you've also got obviously the 105 round number. So if that can play out, that is something you could potentially look at. Obviously, such a sharp move like this is unlikely, but if something like that could happen, you could roll this position into this one and then take either a risk-free short or a short with higher risk than you normally would, and easy as that. So they are the areas of interest for this week for dollar, yen basket, Bitcoin, and also oil. Hopefully, guys, you have learned something from this video. As always, in the bio, you can join the premium analysis group and you can also join the free one. Both are stacked with value. Last week, obviously, we did catch that 5,000 pip gold trade. So if it is something you're looking at, do some research with the links in the bios. But yes, guys, thank you very much, and we will see you in Wednesday's video.